Welcome, everyone, to another Stay Gold stream. Talking the man, talking the keep. Got Matt, Alex, Noah, Joe here. Just another
That's
dive,
right.
just another day, boys, with the man.
You heard correctly.
Right.
It is the famous The Keep, the 1980s horror flick from Michael Mann. I'm sure everyone has heard of this.
Yeah.
Some describe it as a cult classic masterpiece.
Yes.
Who-
Some describe
who's
it as
that?
a...
Been saying it.
Who's saying
Well,
that? Yeah, I don't know.
Hearing it, just people.
Okay, cool. Yeah, this was probably the most obscure Man movie that I don't even, it was not on my radar. Manhunter slightly knew that one. I was like, okay, yeah, he's made that one.
Yeah.
The Keep.
Yeah, I just
Yeah.
wasn't
Yeah,
expecting this.
Yeah,
Especially
exactly.
coming after Thief. I just
Yeah.
this was not
It
what
was
I was.
rough.
Left turn.
Yeah.
Left turn. Yeah, we're gonna talk to
I
Keep,
can
and
still
then we're
feel
gonna.
Man in there, though, you know?
Yeah.
Kinda
Okay.
weird.
That's good.
Well,
Yeah, let's get into the Keep, and then we're gonna just talk a bunch of stuff we've been watching, some movies, some TV, some catch-up stuff. So yeah, the Keep, '83, baby.
December 14th release date, pushed back after, for some reason, maybe the studio was like, this is dog shit. Let's put it at the end of the year.
Bury it in the snow.
I believe it. Yeah.
Call it a Christmas movie.
So I wanted to start this off with a question. I wrote this down pretty early, so maybe it's more easily explained by the end of the movie. But can you answer what is going on at the beginning of this movie for the first 15 minutes and overall? But what would
I
you
have a
say-
confession.
Are you asking me?
I'm asking,
I
can
buffered
you
through.
answer?
I
literally or
skimmed through a little bit just to like see how long is this going to go on for, because that beginning was like
Slow.
weird.
Dude, but also,
Yeah.
what I was saying about how it felt like Man, part of it was the intro. It was a terrible intro for this movie.
Yeah.
Because it did not work. And that was like another thing that was going to put in my nitpicks was like the score, because he did this thing a lot where it's like his same like vibe for like the 80s like upbeat music, which that is like the intro where you're just like following these trucks going up these fucking mountains forever. And
Tangerine Dream again.
yeah,
Second
and
and last time working with
but
Michael
that was
Mann.
like exactly like Thief, where like the music is like, you know,
Vibing.
hitting, and you got
Vibing
fucking
hard.
electric guitars,
Mysterious.
distortion, hitting power chords and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like I felt like, I don't know, to me at this point that is what I feel for Michael Mann. I don't really feel anything else. That's like kind of just like what I picture now.
Okay.
80
And I can get to
synths, German synths. That's what
Yeah.
you feel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
I don't
My
know.
image of Man is that he's in an '80s phase right now. He's deep into the fucking
Yeah, pretty
into the cocaine on this one,
Yeah,
man.
the spiky hair, the leather get up, all that. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of silver trays wherever he's at, just kind of around places, some mirrors and whatnot. I would
Yeah.
assume.
A lot of rolled up
Um,
bits for some reason. Tightly
yeah.
rolled.
He just made
Yeah.
Thief. He's got some cash in his pocket. He's like, what am I
Yeah.
doing next?
honestly, I
Let's
feel
figure it
like
out.
he. I don't understand the Carpathian Mountains thing. I don't really understand that theme because, like,
Yeah.
the classic, I would have went vampire related, and I think he might have started off with that in the sense that like the bad guy is like he kind of like eats people. I don't know.
Yeah.
In
Yeah.
his
But
keep.
I feel like he like watched Star Wars and Indiana Jones like right before he made this and was just
Yeah.
like, hell yeah, dude, I'm gonna make a good versus evil thing where it's kind of like some random Indiana Jones thing. Because in the first Indiana Jones, like the Nazis are the bad guys and they're trying to get the Ark of the Covenant, and it's
Mhm.
like they have some weird like unnatural force happening, and like this is basically the plot of like basically the plot of this movie. It's like I don't know,
Yeah.
All the,
but it
I-
just
I-
like wasn't very effective.
when the big bad was finally revealed, like first, I was like, whoever made the design for Apocalypse and X-Men Apocalypse loves this movie because
dude, or
that
Dark
is
Side.
Apocalypse.
Hell yeah.
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 Oscar Isaac himself actually was like, "Yo, have you
Yeah.
seen the Keep?
Yeah, have you seen
Got
the
some
Keep?
ideas."
Deep cut.
Yeah.
Straight
Yeah.
at the,
Yeah.
the red eyes is what I thought. Like, look up. Look at it's spelled EID, Dark Side SEID.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's from like DC Comics, but he has the fucking red eyes. So it's like they kind of look similar. Like Apocalypse is basically like the same look. Just
So
like,
man
shit,
from
yeah.
some comics too. Huh?
It's definitely the same fucking
Yeah.
idea. Yeah.
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 I mean, this is based on a book, so I
Yeah.
can't
Oh
put
really?
it all on Mann. Like he didn't fully come up with this shit,
Well,
which is
Mm.
maybe
Good
good.
shit.
it's
Nice.
too late to introduce this category. I mean, it's too early yet, but we'll get there. All right,
Yeah.
I'll bring up the book
Mhm.
and the writer.
Okay.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
Other note I had was I felt a little bit of the mist energy just like
Really?
halfway through. I felt like it was like what happens
Mist?
before you release like
Interesting.
the mist kind of.
I actually just listened to The
This
Mist
is-
on audiobook.
Great book.
And it's actually like super interesting because like 90% of the book is exactly the same as the movie. There are just like 3 key differences in the movie that make it like by far worse.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But like the book, I actually kind of liked. Yeah, it was pretty
I mean, I
short.
like the
It was only
movie.
like 5 hours on audiobook. So
Yeah.
The movie
Some creepy
fucks too,
shit.
in my
Yeah.
opinion. But
Yeah.
Interesting.
That's
that
my
you brought
kinda
that up, though. I like just
yeah.
listened to that like last week.
Nice. Yeah. Felt a little bit of that, maybe some Stephen King, but also felt like Michael Mann and Peter Weir had like a similar energy, or this is Michael Mann trying to make a Peter Weir movie. Because I just went through his movies in the last like 6 months,
yeah,
and they're very like ethereal,
Well,
some weird supernatural stuff at the in the background kind of impacts the story slightly, and
really.
much better than Michael Mann. I felt like Michael Mann's like reaching way too high for this one, and he doesn't
Yeah.
really
This
grab
just
much.
doesn't seem like in his bag. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, this is a Michael Mann movie?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
I think he just didn't
Yeah.
really, like I said, he didn't really know what to do next. Maybe that's my guess.
Yeah.
But like, to be fair, I feel like this movie with a better director could have been
Oh.
better.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like this
Oh, yeah.
idea like is actually kind of interesting, and with
Well-
the right person, this could have been way more effective.
For sure.
Not-
I agree.
Not to step on some of my answers for later, but like his original cut was 3.5 hours long. And,
Oh shit!
yeah. So like I
This is
at
like
least
a tight movie, isn't it? Like an hour 40.
yes, and
Yeah.
for me, this was the most cutting room
Huh.
floor movie of all cutting room floor movies. Like I want to know what they took out, and I felt it this whole movie. Like
There are
I don't know, it
gaps.
just
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
there's
I
just
wonder
weird
if it
edits that
helps,
you can
though.
tell they just took a huge chunk
100%.
out.
I was
Yeah.
actually gonna say that because like there's like a like at the very, I wouldn't say the very beginning, but when the Nazis first get there and they go into the keep, they're like
Mhm.
talking to those 3 dudes, like the dad
Yeah.
and his 2 sons or whatever.
Mhm.
And there's this random cut to like a dude walking into a house smoking,
Yeah.
and then they cut back to them in the keep, and you like haven't been introduced to that character yet. So it's like
Yeah.
the priest, I'm pretty sure, but you're just like, why the fuck did we cut to this character? Like he's just lighting up a cigarette and smoking
Yeah.
at his table, like, and we have
'Cause
no
that
idea
shit's
who the
cool,
guy
dude.
is. I mean,
Because it's
is
the
it,
80s,
like,
man.
we have no context. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, I
No.
totally understand because that wasn't like the only one that I found either. Like it makes
Oh, no, there's
sense
a few.
because they cut a lot of shit out.
Well, the
Yeah.
one where like Prosky from Thief, by the way, Robert Prosky, when he's like just chowing down on something in the chapel, he just turns around, his face is all bloody. I'm like, what's going on here?
Mhm.
We don't know what's going on there, but like he's praying and his face is bloody. So what's happening? Am I remembering this correctly? Did we see
I'm not
this?
gonna lie, I don't even remember that.
Yeah,
I
to
don't
be
really
honest, there's a
either.
lot of
Wait,
it that has
The
just.
dude's face is bloody.
I cut
I
a
don't
Well,
lot.
it's
of
like
that
it's
at
just on
all.
his chin, and he like turns around and he's like praying, and the woman goes like screams and leaves, and it's just like this weird insert thing. But like there's more surrounding this.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But this character's storyline was just kind of like ejected. I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Probably.
Yeah.
Maybe I watched
yeah.
a different
Yeah.
movie. But
No, I believe you. You know, but I made my own director's cut in my mind, and it was
right.
about
right.
10 minutes.
I know there's
of this
many
movie, I
different
think.
versions out there. I'm sure.
Yeah, the thing is,
Yeah.
we could all probably piece together a whole new movie from.
Right. Let's
Yeah.
just
From
talk about the
everything
scenes we
we've got,
remember.
like all the parts we have.
Yeah.
We don't have the whole movie. Like,
Let's see if it adds up.
Different order.
It's gonna be
Yeah,
tough.
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. All right. Any final words before trying to do some categories here?
Not
No.
much.
Dog
Okay.
water.
Yeah.
That's my final word. Dog
Dog
water.
water. Yeah,
Yeah.
that sums it up.
Actually,
Okay.
I do have interesting visuals. The score was pretty okay. That's my positives. All right.
It was good.
Like,
Did it fit the
score
movie?
had
No.
potential. There was
Yeah.
only like a couple
Right.
times that I'm like, the '80s vibe doesn't mix with the horror vibe you're going for.
Yeah.
Like,
Mhm.
like the first time that I noticed was when they're, and then when they first get there and it's the first night, and the one cross or whatever the fuck is like glowing, and they're like, "Oh, silver! We gotta get this
Yeah.
shit up." And
Yeah.
it's like some weird ethereal like horror vibe music that's going on, and then after like a minute or two it's undercut by that same like '80s like guitar,
Yeah.
and it's just kind of like not very effective to me because I feel like now they don't like mix like the two feelings that you're trying to get like don't really mesh that for me at least.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, yeah,
Yeah.
I'm with
Yeah.
you, yeah.
I
But like
felt.
that was the only instance that I picked that up. The rest of it, I
Really?
feel like, was pretty good. I just feel like again, it could have been more.
The,
Just
fine-tuned,
like-
the first main like synth sequence, I was like getting some '80s music video vibes, where I was like, "There's potential here if you like
Definitely.
made this into a some type of video," because the visuals
Yeah.
are like you said, Alex. Like
Yeah.
the visuals are cool, and there's you
Yeah.
could do some weird ass story, but it's just like it's not a movie.
Even some of the practical stuff was kind of like when the people's heads explode. I like that, and like when the slow mo guy gets blown back. For me, I like that. I mean,
Yeah.
it's kind of
Yeah,
Just little
cheesy,
touches.
but it's
Yeah.
full on.
Those are some of my clever girls are just like some of the more technical stuff like that that's
Yeah.
going on. It's just like there's stuff happening here that is
Mhm.
good.
Yeah.
But collectively it's like
Yeah.
Yeah.
Collectively, a blind man cut this movie, and
yeah.
a deaf man helped him. So
Yeah. Did you
Wow,
guys?
maybe like they tried to just like because okay. I started off by saying that I thought he watched Star Wars and Indiana Jones before this, and Matt, you had a totally different person, and it's like I feel like Michael Mann was probably trying to do one thing that was probably what you were thinking, and then the like studio was just like, okay, but let's do this like with Indiana Jones and Star Wars shit because that was like popping off
It was
at the
big.
time.
Spielberg was
Yeah,
big.
maybe.
So like, and
Honestly,
maybe they just fucking recut this shit to what they
Probably a
want.
lot of pressure,
know.
but I do think it feels like
Yeah.
Man trying to do like kind of everything all at once too. Like
Yeah.
all
Yeah.
those things
Mhm.
He
listed.
probably
Is like
is.
I could do that. You know, like,
especially hearing that he like had a 3.5 hour cut, but then again, the studio was like, no one's gonna sit through that movie. No one sat through your movie at 90 minutes either. So I hate to break it to you guys.
Yeah.
But
I wonder
Yeah.
if 3.5 would help, man. But maybe.
I would love to see the Michael Mann cut because I feel like there's something good here. I feel like
Yeah.
it's
I mean,
in there.
like,
If we get the full
probably,
story,
Realistically,
Mhm.
it's the same set, like the whole fucking movie, like for 3.5 hours. I don't know if I could take that, to be honest.
Just like
Because, where the
dreary
fuck else-
fucking gray walls.
Yeah, like
I just
Yeah,
want to
I don't
make.
know.
I just want the sex scene to make sense. You know, like
Yeah,
give me.
too.
I just want
Yeah.
it to make sense. So like, give me the
Yeah.
3.5 hour cut so I understand why they're fucking
the
so
extra 10 minutes that he
passionately.
cut out.
Yes.
Yeah, the beginning and the
I
end.
mean, yeah, I don't fucking know. Didn't he like want to feel human or something?
Maybe
I don't.
in
fucking
your
know.
version.
Yeah, he was
Feel more
corrupted or
humanity.
whatever.
I
right?
fucking said
Sure.
something like that. I don't fucking know.
Did you guys
purged
get
the
a
corruption.
theme? Did you get a theme?
Honestly,
Yeah.
Good versus evil, baby.
Good
yeah,
versus
I-
evil?
Evil is bad. Yeah.
and it's all
Ah.
evil.
Yeah, I said
Except
that,
for
don't mess
good
with
news.
things you don't understand. I don't know. Don't
Yeah,
open
yeah,
the
it's
fucking
not bad.
box. Don't open Pandora's box. What are you doing?
Yeah, man,
That was tough though
I
for
have
me.
a
I
lot
just
of nitpicks.
yeah. Okay, well let's get moving then.
Good.
Did you
Props to you
guys?
for looking
Well-
deeper, because
Before,
Yeah.
before we move on from the theme, I'm going to interject my special category. I mean, we can carry this over, but just shorten the title. But this was the title I came up with for today. Sorry to bother you, but did you know he broke his foot kicking that helmet? Fun trivia harvested from IMDb that you probably didn't care about. This is what I got.
Wow.
Yeah, great title, right?
Yeah,
I
okay.
cooked that one up today.
Cool.
Yeah. Anyway, the writer of the original novel, his name was F. Paul Wilson. He was so unimpressed by Michael Mann's adaptation of his work that he wrote a short story called Cuts, in which a writer puts a voodoo curse on a director who has mangled his work. So
Holy shit!
Named Michael.
the author is very unhappy with this work.
I can see
um,
why.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
I do wonder, like, is the book compelling? You think, like some Michael Crichton shit, or or
that's
like,
what I
what's
feel like.
that?
It's got to be something. But I feel like it's like Michael Crichton mixed with the guy who did the Scanner Darkly book, like a little bit of that.
Oh yeah,
Philip K.
yeah,
Dick
yeah.
energy.
I could see that.
Some weird
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Some
So,
fucking
and then director
fantasy
Michael
shit.
Mann's original cut was 3.5 hours, and then Sir Ian McKellen said that this was the worst movie making experience he's ever had.
Wow.
So
Wow.
there's the
Damn.
fun trivia for you.
Probably
Did
his
he
worst
say, like, why?
performance.
Did he explain why?
Well, it went into depth where he like went to Romania to study for the character and get the accent, and he came back and Michael Mann was like, "No, I need you to do a Chicago accent," and McClellan was like, "No." So
What the fuck?
I envisioned him from Chicago.
Wow.
He's from
okay,
Chicago.
'cause, like,
Chicago.
I feel like I keep trying to give
Like-
Michael Mann the benefit of the doubt here, where
Yeah.
I'm just like, okay, maybe the 3.5 hour vision was like the book, and then the studio just cut it. But that makes it seem like Michael Mann did not give a fuck.
He's
like,
lost
I
in the
just don't
sauce
know
here somewhere.
where's he getting the Chicago accent from. Like,
Yeah.
what?
Yeah. Yeah.
It takes place in Romania, right? Am I wrong?
In the
It's
40s.
an
Yeah.
international
Maybe we should
story.
read this book. Yeah. Maybe we'll get back to it.
Should
We'll
have,
see
yeah, we
if
should have
it's
compared.
actually good.
We might have
Yeah.
to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you know? What the title of the book is? Is it still the?
I think it's just the key. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that might be it. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm kind of more interested in his book called or short story called Cuts to see
Yeah,
his
right.
voodoo curse
we'll
that he
get
put
to
on
it.
Michael
Yeah.
Who
Mann.
he is in that one. Yeah, I
Uh,
was curious though. The book came out, I think, 81, and that's, I believe that's when Raiders came out, right?
It's
Yeah,
around that
for
time,
sure,
yeah.
1981.
So, which one came? I mean, they both came out around the same time. Was there something in the air? Was there like somebody
mean-
grifting off of somebody?
that's
Spielberg
what I
read an
put
early
as-
version of The Keep. He's like, got something here.
We can make some money off this family.
I don't know. I mean, it's not like. I feel like the book isn't really. I don't know. I guess it is Nazis fucking with shit that they don't understand.
Isn't that just
In
Hellboy
both,
though?
Like,
Like,
yeah, I guess that's
Yeah.
true. I don't know.
Everything Hellboy though.
Look,
No.
there's only like 7 stories, isn't there?
Yeah, yeah. All Shakespeare at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Okay. Did you guys get
Moving on.
any shots? Shoot your shots?
Yeah, I had
Yeah,
a couple at the
big-
beginning because that's when I
Yeah.
started to tune out after.
All my shots are in the first minute and a half. So
No, so I put a lot
Just
of the
the
shots
opening.
when again like the Nazis are like they first get there and it's the first night that they're like guarding the place, and just like them running in and out of the keep, like just interesting shots of just like the front of the keep, and then also the fucking zoom out when they get like all the way inside. And it's just like giving you like a weird, crazy perspective of how big it is in there.
Yeah.
That's
That was mine.
And then the shit like flying in, you know.
nice.
Yeah.
when it showed like underneath the keep, it was definitely felt like Aliens when they like
Yeah.
find the ship or the ship's down in the. Is it Aliens or is that the one in? Is that the?
With the Queen?
That might be Covenant, where they like refine the ship from the original Aliens, but it's
Yeah.
like yeah.
They like go deeper into it, and there's
Yeah.
a floor with all the eggs underneath, like the
Yeah,
the
That's what
control room or something.
Alien versus
Yeah.
Predator
like-
Requiem? Or no?
it's one of those. It's something in there.
Dude,
It's an
apparently
alien.
In the
Yeah,
next
it's that
Predator
franchise.
movie, though, they do have like a fucking Wayland Yutani android in there.
In the next
Not that I.
Predator
in the
movie, you
next
said?
Predator movie, I guess. Yeah.
I saw the trailer
Oh.
for the newest one, and it's about the Predator. It's about a Predator.
He's our protagonist.
He's the guy. That's the guy. Yeah.
That's the
Kinda
that's the
like
guy.
Whatever. Fuck it. It's
Yeah,
a
I'm
dude
I'm
who
just
made
waiting for the
watch it.
Predator movie to come out, and it's actually like a Jeffrey Epstein story. That's it. It's
Yeah,
just, but
they
it's
just-
titled Predator.
Yeah. they don't even show
Predator,
you like trailers
period.
up to it. It's all hyped to be a new Predator movie.
yeah. Play off
Yeah.
that.
My shots had the dude pulling the back half of the guy's body out of a square in the wall to the left, and then he pulls it out, and it's just the
Yeah.
back half of the body. Classic. That's kind of the misty shit
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
talking about, like, because
Yeah.
in the mist, there's literally a dude chopped in half, he's pulling a body,
Right.
and whatnot. And then the one that I was actually really impressed by, I was like, holy fuck, was the smoky demon shot with it carrying her out.
Yeah.
Wild. A lot of those shots are pretty good, but that one was
Yeah.
like the first major one, and impressive.
Yeah, honestly, a lot of the visuals are cool. That's why I'm like, if there is there more of this in a 3-hour version, I might be interested.
Probably.
No,
But-
they used all the cool shots they had. That's
You
my,
think so?
Yeah, I
You're
think so.
probably right.
Yeah.
You're
I
probably
like
right.
cut out all the shitty stuff.
all the dialogue, all that. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, for this I wrote nothing. The final edit was pretty bad. So
Okay.
I did like I will say I did like the slow-mo first blow up guy. I liked that.
Head explosion.
Yeah. Yeah.
Any head explosion I was kind of a fan of. So
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Any other shots?
no.
All the reverse smoke shots. This is where I was like, yeah, there's some technical shit where they would reverse the smoke, like at the end, all the smoke comes in, or
Like
back through the
speeding it
hole
up.
after the. Yeah. I was like, you
Yeah.
know what? Like you thought about this a little bit at least. But, yeah.
But was that the special effects guys? You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
kind of like hands off on that one.
They're like, hey Mike,
Uh,
check this out. And he's like, yeah, it looks cool. Yeah,
That's
cool.
fucking sick. Yeah.
yeah.
I'm just trying not to give the man the credit, I guess, for this one, because it's hard to follow the thought process for a lot of it. I'd say.
Especially with all his
yeah.
follow-up movies, I feel like
Yeah,
he's pretty solid for most of his movies.
I think at least he learned the lessons he needed to.
Yeah.
With this one, right? You know,
I mean,
went
look
back
at
to what he was
Fincher.
good at.
Let's be honest. Alien 3 out the gates.
Yeah. Rough start.
Yeah.
Pretty
Some
rough
people
start.
not made
Yeah.
for fantasy
But
sci-fi.
realistically, it was like,
It's a shame.
I don't know. I mean, there was a lot of controversy surrounding Alien 3. And I mean, like, he had different ideas. Sigourney Weaver backs him opposed to the studio. Which is weird that she came back for Alien Resurrection, the worst of the franchise.
Yeah, money,
Yeah, you're right. Exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Like, do I have to put the
I-
underwear on again, or can I just not do that?
Yeah, I get the point, though, about Fincher. So,
Yeah.
Okay, gotta find your footing.
I'll start
You know,
timeline.
early on. Yeah. Did you guys get any quotables out of this?
No.
That was tough.
Dude, my favorite one when it's an early on where the captain or whatever is like, or the guy with the two sons in the keep is like, never touch the crosses, never. And the captain's like, and why not? And he's like, you must not stay here.
Yeah, I know. I'm just like,
I was
dude,
like-
stop being so fucking vague. And then, like,
Yeah, I was like, what? We're not answering
Give me an
questions. Here. Like, what-
answer.
did you hear this guy? Like, okay.
Nice.
what the fuck?
Nice.
Yeah, that's all I got though.
Uh,
That set the tone for the rest of it. I was like, okay, this is the level
Yeah.
we're on here.
yeah, right. Just
Yeah.
disconnection.
Yeah.
Completely
Yeah.
disregarded what the guy asked.
Just-
You
Yeah.
can't stay here.
Talking to the wall here, Jesus. Yeah.
Yeah, I had no
Yeah.
specific lines, but it's whatever gibberish nonsense that Ian McKellen is yelling at the smoke monster while he's sitting in the wheelchair.
Oh
It's
my
just
God,
like an
dude.
extended minute of him being like, "Oh, you don't believe it!" He's just
That's
like
what I was gonna
yelling at the
say.
fucking monster, and just like, "What is happening right now?" Like
Oh shit.
that's what.
Oh,
Yeah, that was
yeah.
mine.
He was speaking that
Like-
language that he learned all those years ago.
Yeah,
I mean,
the
like,
700-year-old, like whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
But, like,
gibberish.
dude, if he
Yeah.
like, is that supposed to be a Chicago accent? Because like, holy fuck, I just can't understand it.
I thought it was
Like,
English.
I don't know what.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Like, I don't know what the accent was, but it was just like gobbledygook. Like,
It's a mix between
He was
Romanian
mumbling
and
it.
Chicago. So
Yeah, no matter what,
Yeah.
he was fucking slurring some words.
he was having a bad experience. He was just tipping the bottle and showing up
Yeah.
on set.
Yeah,
probably.
sitting in the chair,
Yeah.
just pointing in the direction of the smoke monster. Did any other quotables or?
But, no, not here, not for me.
I think I wrote one down, but
Yeah.
like, it's dumb anyway. So it's like,
Yeah.
it's like irrelevant. I'm like, why would I say this?
All right. Well, moving on then.
Why would they say it, Joe? Why would they say it?
I don't
Yeah.
fucking know.
Prop hunt? I did not get one for this, unfortunately.
I actually
You
didn't
kidding
put
me?
one down either.
No.
I want the life-size evil incarnate, man. Give me that.
So just the smoke
Okay.
monster.
Oh,
Yeah, put him in the
okay.
corner of my room, stare at me at night, remind me that evil lurks always.
Hilarious.
Watch my
Red
ass.
eyes. Oh fuck!
Yeah.
God,
Yeah,
that
just give me the
sets
key.
yeah.
I'll take the key.
The whole keep
The whole
But
key.
with the
without
curse
power?
and everything.
Without
Oh.
the curse, yeah.
Do you want the
Well, it
silver
comes
or the
with the
nickel
curse set.
crosses? What would you prefer?
Oh shit, I don't know. I mean,
That's
like,
what I put the silver
were
cross.
they like they were all nickel except for
Yeah.
that one? Was it actually silver
Yes.
or like? Because like I thought about it, and it's like, was that guy? Because it's shining that light to show that it's like silver or whatever. But like I think it was just the dude like manipulating them because
Yeah,
they
he's just
That's what it felt
gaslighting.
like. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I didn't even know if it was actually silver, or if it's like actually nickel and he's just fucking with them.
Not because by the end
need
they
to
were like
watch this
all
again.
glowing.
I think to
But realistically,
really pin down
before
what's
that,
going on.
I was just like thinking, I was gonna save this for my nitpicks, but it's like a classic bad guys have to also be stupid trope where it's just like, I don't know, you just make really bad villains so they're just
Yeah,
I
they
don't know,
make
they like
terrible
are bad
decisions.
guys so they have to
You're
also be dumb and then that like forwards your plot, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Because
that's
they
fair.
do dumb shit.
Yeah.
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 It's like,
Something like
in
this.
Last Crusade where the dude just drinks out of the fucking goblet at the end, no regard for the thousands of years of history and the decades
yeah,
that
dude.
he spent searching for the goblet or whatever, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Jesus, he was that king man, so he had to pick the
The
shiniest,
shiniest
oldest
one.
one.
Yeah,
No.
yeah. The one that just caught your eye. Okay,
Be
so no
humble.
props then? Or I guess the keep. Yeah, he's silver. Yeah,
Yeah.
this one.
Yeah.
Maybe if it, I guess why I brought that up was, is it silver?
Right. Fake
It can be. I mean, depends on which version you're watching, but
yeah, whatever
it can
light
be.
you're shining on it.
Point. Point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you watching the man cut or the
I was watching
video
the
cut? I don't know.
standard definition 397 one on my TV, which this was the only time where I'm like, I'm gonna watch this on a TV instead of on my computer. And yeah, paid $3.97 for this bitch for standard definition movie watching.
Renting
But,
or you bought it?
And
Oh, I rented it. To buy it, it was like $14.
Oh god,
Hell yeah,
this
dude,
one
well
needs to be
worth it, right?
discounted.
Standard definition, not even
Yeah.
HD.
This is a
I think it's
$5
cheap.
buy movie in my
I should pull it
opinion.
in there.
If not, like
Yeah,
Right,
definitely.
99 cents.
This is
dude.
the $1 bin at
Out of the fucking
Walmart.
dollar bin.
Yeah. Yeah.
You don't
Yeah.
want garbage.
Well, that was
Yeah.
some more fun facts I didn't put into my fun facts category. Was that this wasn't like it was almost unreachable on physical media until more like recently.
Yeah.
Where it's got like a little small cult following of people who like for some reason like this movie to
Yeah.
be film bros, I guess.
I should check the
But-
budgets of every movie, honestly, and do that too, because I'm curious. Like, did it just like did nobody see this or something? You know, because like
I feel like it. I don't even
Apparently
think
the
it broke
budget
50,000
was
on
6 million.
IMDb for ratings. So
It says box office was 4.2 million.
4.2. What was the budget you said?
6 million.
Okay.
Inflation's fucking crazy, boys. That's wild.
isn't that crazy? That would be probably $16 million
30.
budget, right? No,
I don't know. Here, let me look.
20
probably like $14 million budget, maybe more.
So
I just did the math for Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I'm trying to compromise. Like,
okay.
but anyway,
I mean, that's relatively low if it is around like 14 or 15. Then I mean, for what like
Yeah.
the set decoration, like the value they got out of that is pretty good. I would
Yeah.
say.
well, it was shot on site. Like everything was like
Yeah.
practical in a way. so-
Right. Yeah. I mean, you can.
Yeah.
I got
It's there.
19.
It looked good.
23 million
Damn.
dollars.
It's around
All
20.
right.
That okay. Yeah, it's a little higher, but still not too bad. And it didn't make that. Yeah, it didn't make much back then.
I don't
Yes.
know. I mean, I'm just on
Probably made.
Wikipedia. It says box office is 4.2 million. I don't know. Oh, that's
Yeah.
just US though.
Yeah,
So,
okay.
Probably.
It's probably around what, like the 15 mil mark? 13, 15, something like
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Not what the
Probably,
studio was looking for. That's for sure.
No.
No, sir. No, sir.
But what do you guys have for performance review? Anybody stand out in this movie?
Jürgen Prochnow.
I put none.
Who dat?
That's the German.
He's the
dude?
main German dude, not like the Nazi wearing dude, but the one who was like, I'd fight against the Nazis. I'd be an anti-Nazi Nazi.
Okay. Yeah,
That
Yeah,
guy.
I've seen him in something.
for sure.
Something. I don't know what.
I
He
don't
had,
even
like-
remember that guy.
Yeah.
Some like periods of like convincing delivery and passion, at least, you know.
Yeah.
That
Like,
was
Does he have a
the only reason I
real
gave him.
German accent? Because most everyone else who seemed like they were kind of half-assing German accents, but I'm
Mhm.
not sure.
yeah, yeah,
I'm gonna guess with a name like Jurgen.
Yeah,
That is
right.
actually
They
German?
got
yeah.
he pulled that guy. I just had Ian McKellen has been old for a while now. It seems like, and he's playing old here.
Yeah.
Very confusing. I just thought it was potentially the worst thing I've ever seen him do as an actor.
He's under my recast. Ian McKellen was something. He was doing something. Chicago, Romanian.
Yeah, it's
Fuck.
bad.
It wasn't landing, whatever it was.
Apparently, he's only 85.
Only
Only.
Well, I don't know, man. I mean, he would
he's
have been
about
like
turning
40.
the Gandalf away, bro. Yeah.
That's
Well, it's
right,
like
that's
in this
Would've been
movie,
like 45.
he looks like he's like fucking like 70 already. or
Well,
like
that's part of his
60.
illness. Remember?
His
That's
illness.
true.
I guess
There's a
probably
little makeup
seems
going
younger
on.
or whatever.
You know,
Yeah.
I mean,
He
Yeah,
touched his
you
blood.
know,
he
she's
touched
like,
his shit.
You'll get gangrene if you just fucking don't give him a fire. And
Yeah.
he needs to eat real food or he'll get, sepsis. I don't know. Whatever the fuck she said.
Yeah.
but nothing
Yeah.
of that made sense.
Yeah. Yeah.
that's par for the course. Yeah.
I said for recasting everyone, every
Yeah.
single
Yeah.
person in the
I
movie.
do too. I can
Well,
kind of entertain that.
Let's just say, too, I
That's
would like to
awesome.
point out that Robert Prosky looks about 80 years younger than he did in Thief. And this is after Thief.
Who's this? I need to look him up.
You remember the bad guy in Thief, right? He plays
Yeah,
the
okay.
black-haired, black-bearded priest,
priest.
in this movie.
Okay.
That's Robert Prosky.
Oh, yeah.
Completely different
Wow.
person.
Whoa.
Yeah. Dang.
Those scenes don't make any sense, really, but yeah, that's cool.
That's what I'm saying. There was a scene with him where he like turns around and he looks fucking crazy and it looks like there's blood on his face.
Yeah.
And it's just like a quick cut and I'm like, what's happening?
Yeah, it's coming
But-
back to me a little bit there.
Yeah.
Any other recasting? Because, fuck.
Everybody's pretty good. I'll take that.
Just a wide net on that.
Yeah, I just had the priest, the black. Yeah, I had the priest. That was the only one I got.
Okay. The highest of
Yeah.
highs. What were the best scenes in this movie? What were the best moments?
I
Credits.
left this blank.
Credits.
Blast him.
Directed by
Blast
Michael
him.
Mann.
That was my high when he blasted the evil away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
At the
don't know,
end then,
dude.
right?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't fucking know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The sex scene.
Yeah. I mean, shit.
It's not bad.
I mean,
Not bad.
come on.
No,
Free
it's
the
true.
nipple.
It's
honestly.
symbolism. We got the
Yeah,
visuals.
Yeah, yeah. That's art. That's true
Yeah.
art
That is art.
within this film. Yeah.
That is
Fuck yeah.
I do
Let's
have
connect
some,
the dots, boys.
I do have some nitpicks about it though. But the highest of highs for me, the highest high that this film experienced was in the mind of Michael Mann as he sat in the hotel room and pummeled out this script with the mountain of cocaine next to him. It never
Yeah.
reached the heights again. It was never as good as that
Mi-
moment.
Michael
So that's the
Mann
highest of highs.
writing this script. He's got it's that scene from The Departed with Jack Nicholson where he throws the blow on the woman. That's Michael Mann writing this script.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
honestly, I could see it. But no, that was nothing really stood out for me on this one.
No, like I put blast him because this whole movie is like here, and it's like, boop. It's like, yeah,
Is there a pulse? Oh,
yeah.
Is this
It's gone.
dead?
It's gone. Yeah.
Okay.
Joe, any highest of highs?
I don't have shit, dude.
Yeah, okay. Moving
Word.
on to
Moving on.
probably
I
the
already said I already said the
heftiest
credits.
section, right? The nitpicks. What do we got?
I mean, I already kind of went over a lot of mine.
Yeah,
Yeah. I feel like we've been sort of like drive-by in this section this whole time. So
definitely.
Yeah.
It's been catching hooks left and right. I said random slow mo. It fits every
Yeah.
once in a while, but then after a while, it's just like, what the fuck are you doing, dude? Like, why? Like, literally, why? That's the question.
Yeah.
I guess the most baffling part
We were
for
trying
me
to-
was like I I got up to use the bathroom, but I stopped in my tracks, so I guess it was interesting enough, was the sex scene. I'm like, what is happening here?
Mm.
Because like I was watching it on my TV, but I had my
Really wrong with
AirPods
that
in where I
sex
was
scene.
listening to it. So like I heard some heavy breathing going as I was walking, so I looked up at the TV. I'm like,
No,
what the
wait a minute.
fuck is? Did I miss something? Why are they
Yeah.
fucking now?
They're making love in heaven. What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this was the chick that was about to be like raped like 10
That's
minutes
what I'm
previously.
saying.
Yeah.
Just making
Like-
sure.
True.
Just making sure.
Oh,
She,
Yeah.
she's not traumatized. She's not like,
Right.
maybe I don't want to take dick right now. You know, it was almost forced
Yeah.
on me. Maybe
Yeah.
not an option.
Maybe
know.
maybe you shouldn't.
Honestly.
Yeah. Yes. Okay. But also during that scene, just in general, a lot of the waving of the arms. I
It was
just
very
what
like
is-
squirmy and wavy. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like,
Yep.
interesting.
I mean, that felt pretty realistic to me. Is that not
Oh.
something that?
Oh,
No.
sorry. No,
Okay.
yeah,
just
okay.
just me.
I'm
No
not,
shame. No
I'm not here
shame.
to king shit. No, I'm not. King shit, yeah.
Some people
Yeah,
like the
waving arms,
interpretive
yeah.
dance of the lovemaking. You know,
Yeah.
it is what it is.
I just feel it. You know.
That's what it is.
Sometimes the moment catches you. You got a T pose.
Just like match up arms and fucking really feel each other.
Nothing gets me going like a good T pose. Yeah.
And just like
Jesus
circle
Christ.
360 to get the full dimension, you know, just to see
Yeah.
what you're
Just
working
need to
with
rotate the
Okay.
character.
in the
Yeah.
model.
Fuck yeah.
Oh god.
Oh my god.
That's all I had for nitpicks. I don't know if you guys have any other ones to rattle off, but shit.
I think the main
No.
protagonist, the good guy, was so like his whole section. I think was left on the cutting room floor. Like they're like, let's get him on
Yeah.
some sick motorcycle shots real quick, and then oh wait, we have to finish him out here. Let's throw another piece in real quick,
So
and it's
who-
just him
okay,
getting lit up.
Who's the good guy in this movie? It's the
The guy with the
demon
eyes, the good guy.
eye
with the eyes.
guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, I would say he's the good
Like I don't know
guy.
where
That's
he
unique.
comes
Coming
from.
to
what-
conquer
Yeah,
you.
I
Yeah.
don't know where he came from either, but apparently.
Well, he's
Yeah.
been here for
Already
thousands of
conquered.
years.
That's what.
What?
Yeah, that's
So-
what-
Okay.
That's
Sure.
what I
I'm
said.
pretty sure he was
I'm
the guy who originally sealed him away, right?
That's
He
yes,
was-
Was
that's
that
what I'm
it?
telling you.
Okay,
There's
okay.
a good version of this movie. All right,
He
I am
was in the
telling
keep
you.
for 1,000
Yeah.
years.
I
He's been
think-
like
well,
lingering
I think it's
around.
more
He's
than
been
that.
summoned back.
So he
Wait,
like
what?
had first
What?
contact with this evil thing. Maybe he was like youngified, has been sticking around just to make sure he stays in the
Man,
key.
I don't fucking know.
touched his
He's
blood.
like the guardian of
Listen to the
evil.
book.
I'm
He's
telling
the
you, there's a good
guardian,
movie.
so-
There's a good version of this, and it's out there. We have
So
to.
what's the smoke
Hell yeah.
monster then? Though it's not him.
That's evil.
That's,
That's
a different
incarnate.
evil.
Yes,
the guardian.
that's not.
Now it's
So, guy
making
with
sense.
green eyes is the guardian of this
Yes.
evil, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
He was
yeah.
locked
Okay.
away. He locked evil away in this
Oh, I thought
tomb,
they
but
were
then the
like
Germans
blue.
went sniffing
Did you say
around.
They were green eyes.
I thought it was like yellow.
Okay.
Oh,
Well,
man. There's
we
so
all
many
watched
glowing
different
There are
versions.
different versions. Holy fuck.
Yeah, it's like-
Which eye version do you get? That's the Blade Runner cut. Literally, it's like what are the
Yeah.
eyes?
That's good.
Ah, God.
Okay, well, I think that cleared a little bit up for me. I'm not gonna lie. Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
Yes. So what are other highlight? What
mess.
can we give it for clever girl for this movie?
I liked that the evil slowly became whole while consuming everybody. It reminded me of like a little bit of Dark Tower-y. Like a lot of this is definitely Stephen King-y in terms of the good evil aspect of it all. King just does it better. I don't know.
Especially
But,
with
like-
supernatural horror.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
like Stephen King's like bread and butter. I think.
Right.
Right.
So this
For
guy,
sure.
this writer, probably is kind of knocking off Stephen King. Then it sounds like a bit, or
I
just
mean,
like
he's
I don't know, I
definitely
mean, when
read.
did
not
Stephen
like
King's first book come
idea
out?
for
70?
idea, but the market, I guess.
Yeah,
The Stand. I would
Eyes
mark The
was one.
Stand as like that's like I would say the tentpole for like good versus evil type material right there would be The Stand. That's like on top of the totem. So whatever that came out, I think people are just riffing off the King from that. But
Yeah.
Well, so Carrie came out in 1974.
yeah,
Oh
I
yeah.
don't
So,
know.
He even took his method,
uh,
writing under cocaine,
yeah.
it's true.
ripping
He
everything.
really
from his
went. He really went for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that makes sense that he's kind of whoever this writer is kind of just like
Oh,
Stephen
shit,
King's
okay.
hat. He's writing
He
some
did
weird
have
ass
a lot
shit.
of books actually before then.
Yeah, I
I
can
mean, he
imagine.
started in 1974, but like, I mean, he was pumping them out. I mean,
Oh yeah, he did. I mean, he wrote under like 3 different pen names. I mean,
Yeah.
he had a bunch of fucking shit.
By
He still
1980,
does
he
pump
has
it
like
out.
10 books at least.
Yeah.
That's crazy. The output.
Prolific.
But I had one clever girl, and it is about just like the sin sequence. I already kind of talked about it. It's just like the imagery lended to a music video. Like I honestly believe that there was a good music video in what they filmed here, somehow, if they just cut it
Yeah.
well. But
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
And if not a music video, at the very least, an Apple 1984 type commercial.
right, yeah,
You know what I mean? Like,
smoky
something.
vibes, random product in the
Yeah.
middle of it or something. Yeah,
Yeah. Some Doritos in the center of it. And
that's the
golden.
best Dorito commercial I'd seen in a long time. If they did,
Right.
Honestly,
Yeah.
yeah.
Any other?
My clever girl, yeah. Whereas I said it kind of before was like some of the reverse effects, just the technical stuff. And I did write down like set design. I thought the set design was pretty solid. You know,
Yeah.
like eerie. The keep is kind of cool, different. Even the
Yeah.
village is like rustic and nice looking. You know, fits that time, I think. But yeah, other than that, I think I kind of hit everything else. Smoke stuff.
Did you guys notice that after she gets, or the rape is attempted, and she goes back, and the guy's like, "You got to get out of here," and Ian McClellan's like, "No, she can't go," and she's like, "I can't go," but then, or he tells her to go, but then right after that, he's basically just reverses what he said. I don't know. I was just thinking about that. With
Is this at the end?
Dude, I cut that part,
With the
man.
big
I'm
bang?
sorry, man. I wish I didn't, but it's gone.
But there was a moment where he's like, "She can't go," but then the guy's like, "She's got to get out of here," and he tells him she can't go. But then like 3 seconds later, Ian McClellan's like, "You got to get out of here." I'm like, I thought you just told her she can't go.
Yeah.
I'm so confused.
They cut the 5 minutes in
Yeah.
between where like
Yeah.
everything shifted completely. You know?
It
Just
perfectly
those 2 lines.
encapsulates like when they're bringing Ian McClellan's character in. There's like 2 shots. One where it's him like staring like normal, like he knows he's in the frame, and then there's like a quick cutaway where he looks like he wants to fucking die, but I don't think he knows that was put into the, the cut or something. It's like, yep,
He didn't know the
that's the
camera was on.
experience. Yeah.
Yeah.
They just caught that fucking live and they put it in.
Yeah.
So essentially, what I'm saying is the clever girl for me is definitely the editing. I think that the way they did it really played with the mind. You know.
Very interpretive.
Really makes you think. Yeah.
It really made it
Really
psychological.
Yeah.
Really made it psychological horror.
Yeah, definitely. It fucks with you for sure.
It's true. Success. Any
You're
other
questioning
ones?
Everything that happens.
It's true. It really makes the brain work. It's a thinker.
It's a head scratcher.
Oh shit!
What category are we on?
My computer's
Clever
gonna die.
girl.
Give me 1 second.
Oh shit, we're about to lose him. He's at 1%.
Yeah, I don't think I have any clever girls.
No.
Oh, I only had a couple.
Yeah. All right. Well,
In the
Alex
sea
is
of
plugging it
nitpicks.
in. Yeah,
I-
right. Yeah, it's a lot easier to nitpick this one, but should we just do our double features while we're waiting?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
put
I got-
Indiana Jones. Joe
Raiders
kind
of
of
the
mentioned
Lost
earlier. I was
Ark.
like, yeah.
Yeah, you know,
Fucking
I
hell.
would.
Kind of-
I actually put a different kind of a, I don't know, a weird pick. I put Highlander.
Yeah, I've never seen it.
I don't know
Yeah, me
why. This kind of reminds me of this. Like, because
I could see
Highlanders
that.
are like kind of a
Hey,
I don't know.
I was
like,
gonna say that.
race. Oh, you were gonna say Highlander
For a double feature?
I don't know what it is
Highlander.
in the movie. It just reminds me of Highlander.
Yeah, I was gonna
Nice.
say Highlander or Alien 3, but yeah, Highlander,
Or
definitely
actually,
getting
Alien
Highlander.
3 kind of does work.
Yeah.
That's a good pick, honestly, just for like weird director trash films in their early career.
Yeah.
Bunch of men crawling around in a weird, dark, creepy cave thingy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Basically a prison.
One woman.
Yeah.
Everybody's trying to
Well,
fucking get her.
But yeah,
Another
I
one.
got the Highlander vibe too, especially with like the good guy. That's definitely he felt like a Highlander
Yeah.
guy.
Like a
Protector
Highlander or
or
something.
whatever.
I don't remember
Nice.
like what the deal is. They just have to like kill each other or something. They have to
Yeah.
like cut off another Highlander's head. That's the only way they die. If you don't
Yep.
cut off their head, then they like regenerate basically.
Yeah.
And
Sick.
I think they yell there
Yeah.
can only be one or something like that. That's what that. right?
I remember my
Sure.
mom introducing Highlander to me as like this very cool, like epic thing, and I'm just like, this was okay, but thanks. But yeah,
I think they want to remake it, so maybe it'll be epic next
they
time.
do.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I gotta watch it
Yeah.
though.
It's
Makes
not,
me want to
it's
now.
not like fantastic.
Nah,
but
better
I
than
think
this,
there's,
I
like,
assume, right?
I think there's like 2 or 3 of them too.
Mhm.
And
There
they
are,
keep
yeah.
Okay.
rebooting it.
Is it
Well,
better
this
than
was
the Keep?
one.
Probably, yeah. I think it's got Sean Connery in it too.
Hey,
Sean Connery's a Highlander.
he's the high. He is the one.
He's a Highlander. I think.
Okay.
Well, I don't know. Maybe they call him something else, but there's like multiple people who are like a different race and or something.
I
Some
think
weird
they are. They're all
fucking-
called Highlanders. I'm pretty
Gotcha.
sure, if I remember correctly. Yeah, but then yeah, they do have to decapitate and all
Yeah, I
this
don't really
stuff.
know the rules
part
or
of the job.
why. You know.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
Gotta decapitate a few
Uh,
folks.
Watch
Just
Highlander.
what you gotta do.
Yeah, if you want
Try
to
to get
live
ahead.
for 1,000 years or whatever, you just gotta chop a couple heads off. You know.
Do what you gotta
Easy.
do.
Okay, could a TikToker watch it?
I could barely watch
Actually-
it, so no.
Yeah.
I actually
Yeah.
put 5 for this. I
Oh,
don't know
nice.
why.
Ah,
For like memeability. For like memeability, there, I was like, maybe.
what memes?
maybe there's
Because
some meme
I was like, the smoke monster. There's not enough to give you for the meme. I was like,
Yeah,
maybe
maybe some Ian
Ian
McKellen
McKellen
bits.
freaking out in a
Yeah.
wheelchair. Like that's maybe.
yeah. Give me a gif of that.
Yeah. I said 0 out of 10, and I think that's the first
That's-
0 out of 10 I've ever
Yeah.
had. Like it's.
I
just-
wrote down
That's
0 out
fair.
of 10. Surprisingly, the first 0 out of 10 is what I wrote down. Because I think I've given
Exactly, yeah.
2s at least was my lowest so far. So.
I just don't think they can ever connect with this in
Yeah.
any way.
Probably not, no.
I don't know. Man.
There's like some charm to it though. Like I was watching it and like I was chuckling here and there. Like there's
Yeah.
some weird charm to it. I don't know what it is.
It makes you.
It's pushing the
like,
envelope.
I wanted to
being so
enjoy
bad.
it, and like the visuals, I think, make it not a half-star movie for me, honestly. But it's just like it could have been something better. You
Could have
know?
been, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure. And it did get stale. Like I was laughing maybe the first 30, 45 minutes and I was like, all right. Like
Dude, that final act is
Yeah.
so long, unbelievable. I don't know, man.
running around the keep, doing
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Running around.
Yeah.
Beginning, the middle, and the end, really long. Dude,
Yeah, I
like,
felt like
fun.
I don't know, because at one point when he comes into the tornado, maybe it's like the scene, like the next time he sees him, like the next time Ian McKellen sees him, like the bad guy, he's like, he gives him like a timeline of like 2 more days or something like that, or 3 more days, or like a certain amount of days. I don't fucking know. And it's like, I feel like we're just kind of waiting around for this dude to regenerate fully.
Yeah, man.
And then shit'll go down. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
And
on
there's,
day
like,
3.
up until that point, we're kind of just like strung along because there isn't really a lot going on.
yeah,
Yeah, that's a good description. I
I think
agree.
he's Jesus.
Yeah.
What?
3 days resurrected.
Mhm.
Oh, dude, there's so
He
much in
posing
this
and
movie.
everything.
T-posing and everything. That's right.
I'll bump
Well, I
it
guess
up a half star for
He'd be
this.
like, probably like the Antichrist, right? He's evil.
Yeah.
For Christianity's
That's
sake.
true.
Depends, I guess,
You know
on
what I mean? He's like
what you
absorbing
think.
Nazis.
Yeah.
You know.
Whoever your savior is, you know.
Yeah.
Sequel, prequel, remake.
I see your sequel. I see your prequel. And I see your remake. But I raise you one director's cut. Okay?
Ah.
That's interesting.
Hmm.
That's interesting.
But do you think
I
it'd
don't
be
want this to be
better-
remade.
Okay,
I
I
don't
was gonna
want a
say, do you think
prequel.
it'd be better than a remake though, in the hands of a better director, not Michael
Yeah.
Mann?
I think
Yeah.
it would be better.
But do you think
Any
it would be
fucking
better than
Kenny-
a Michael Mann director's
Dude.
cut?
Kenny Villeneuve, he could do this.
Okay, hang on a minute.
Dude,
He
it's
could do this.
below him,
The perspective
honestly.
when you get in there, dude. Oh my god, he'd make that place look
That's
so
true.
big.
Yeah.
True.
He would definitely make this look good.
Yeah.
Look,
Oh
they
yeah.
make it look good, but like,
And he'd
what
put
do you
some
juice
meaning
out of
behind
this?
it too. Like the fucking weird fucking good versus evil shit. Like he would
Mhm.
form that into something real.
It would be a
There's some
spider.
deeper themes.
It would be a
Yeah.
fucking spider.
Yeah.
It would be a spider.
Definitely.
There would be some spiders in there.
definitely.
Instead of a whirlwind, he'd be a spider.
True.
He has done stuff with spiders and with smoke stuff, like the little puffs that the Arrival things.
Arrival.
Like,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
he's the guy. He's the
is?
guy.
That's
him.
good. I
I
still,
mean, the keep already
for
kind
some
of
reason,
looks
I'm
like
just,
his,
I'm just
like,
stuck on
aesthetic.
this director's
Honestly,
cut.
like it would just suck
Very much so.
to have him spend 3 years of his filmmaking career on the Keep remake.
It's true.
That's oh god, no, don't do it. You know, but I'd watch it.
Oh, so I had remake as
That being
well.
said, I'd watch it.
I would watch it.
When I had remake, because I read like the synopsis for this movie after I was done watching it, because I was like, what? How do they describe this fucking thing?
What is this about?
Yeah, and they're like, yeah, it's in the, the mountains, Romanian mountains, Carpathian mountains, and then there's like a little tidbit where it talks about literally, or maybe it was just in the info of IMDb, where it's like, yeah, this keep was built in the ancient days of Wallachia, which is like all vampire stuff.
I thought they said
When I was-
before that,
Before,
but I don't know. That's why I thought it was like a really long time ago, like more than 1,000 years. It's like
yeah,
maybe-
it just said ancient days, I want to say, on that. Ancient days
evil.
of like Wallachian warlords or some shit like that. Yeah.
Okay.
And so I was like, why is this not vampire? Like, if we get a
Dude,
remake,
that
give
was
me
literally one of
vampires.
my
Like,
nitpicks. It's like, why would you
Yeah.
pick this location and not go vampires? Like,
Exactly,
that's the
exactly.
obvious choice here. But, and I
Source
know it's
material,
like,
boys.
what's that?
guess.
They were sticking to the source material.
Yeah, I know, but like,
Were they
Like the
though?
original.
look, like, why
I
would you?
mean-
This book was written in 1981. It's
Yeah.
like, why wouldn't you? I don't know. Why would
It's
you go
probably
Carpathian Mountains? You know?
Like
Yeah.
like counter to like vampire shit, where it's like, well, we've done all the vampire shit's been done, so we got to do our own thing
Subverting
that's
it.
inspired
just
by
pick-
vampires.
You can literally pick anywhere for this.
Lame.
You can pick
Yeah.
anywhere.
Chicago.
You can
Why
pick
didn't you do
Chicago.
Chicago?
You can pick like a fucking
It's clear.
random chamber they find under Lake Michigan or some shit. I don't
Yeah.
know. Like they find a
This movie
pyramid
just got
under
better.
Lake Michigan. I don't know. Like
Yeah.
Working title, The Windy Keep.
wow,
Yeah.
that's Denny Villeneuve's
The Windy
pyramid
Keep.
under Lake Michigan.
Yeah, it's gonna be Chicago.
Yeah.
That's where the keep is.
Fuck yeah.
The Keep is the bean, actually. You
Yeah.
walk into the bean, and it's like, there's a demon hiding in the
Like a
bean.
laser door opens.
Yeah.
A
The
lot of
bean is
weird
actually
stuff.
not
The
a
whole
solid.
time.
You portal
Just
through.
melt into it. Yeah.
Oh fuck, that would be
Holy
scary.
fuck, dude, this is getting good. What next? I mean, shit.
Alright. That's the next thing I'm
Well, let me tell you what's next. A sex scene is next.
Okay, okay. I'm there.
They get like
Yeah.
trapped in the goo of the bean.
Yeah.
Okay.
T-posing.
Yeah.
I'm talking all of it.
Green light.
Takes time.
Green light, boys. Let's do this thing.
Alright, what's
Who
the
wants
next
to cut the
category?
check? Yeah.
Final category. What's the star power?
Who?
Yeah, I put 2.5. And maybe I'm just being nice.
I
Who
was
knows
at
what's
2.
hard?
I went down to 1.5.
Yeah, I'm at a
Alright.
1 star for this this movie, this film.
I honestly I see the argument. The visuals for me is what sent it to 2. Like I'm
It's
giving
tough.
dudes where yeah.
Yeah.
The
That's
visuals
true.
do bring it up, but the literal like incoherency of the film
Yeah,
is like
It's tough.
hard to deny. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's tough. And it reminds me of Steven Spielberg's early film 1941, which maybe we should do a Spielberg dive sometime in the future, but it's just like where they bite off more than they can chew. It's way too convoluted and cluttered, and like they just don't, just gets away from them. And the movie is,
Yeah.
you just can't read it. It's like not legible.
Uh,
But rough. Maybe is this the worst movie of any director in the director's dives that we've done?
No.
I don't know.
in recent memory, maybe for me.
I think it is.
Malik's
Jared-
movies?
I gave
Like-
his like 1.5 stars, I think.
I
at
gave,
lowest.
I gave that one fucking animated one from A Waking Life. That's a half-star
Oh,
one for me.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
true.
Yeah.
That
well,
one-
did have some kind of like.
Yeah.
That's a low
I
one.
don't know. I mean, I don't know. I also got 3 no's for this,
Oh,
Oh.
yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
absolutely.
yeah.
which like
This is
not
one
a lot
movie I
of
would
other
not recommend to people.
movies. Yeah.
I recommend everything.
If you're a super deep film nerd, maybe, you
Yeah.
know, but
Yeah, just be like,
hell
hey,
no.
have you seen The Keep if you like
Yeah.
Michael Mann? They're like,
We've
what? I'm
already-
like, never mind. We'll just move
Right.
on.
We've already burned through every other Michael Mann movie in our topic of conversation, and it's like the key, you know, like
It's there.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
They're silver.
I would say it's
Great
pretty.
sex scene.
It's got to be bottom 3 at least for every director we've done.
Oh yeah, no, definitely.
Down there. Yeah.
Some of the
I'm
worst
trying to,
shit
like,
that
think,
we've seen.
because like not a lot was
Down there
worse.
with Song to Song with Malik, Waking Life. That's.
I mean,
gotta
Alien
be-
3 was bad, but that was
It's-
by far the worst Fincher movie. And
Yeah.
I feel like
Yeah.
the Coen brothers definitely didn't have anything as bad. Neither did like
No.
Tarantino.
No,
So like,
that's it. Yeah,
Yeah.
neither
those
did
are
like
the
Denis
3.
Villeneuve, really. I mean, his
It's a
first
lot of
two
these
movies were alright,
directors-
but, like not this bad.
No.
Yeah, a lot of these directors' low points are still like good, but this is
Right.
like not
Yeah.
good.
Sometimes
All
you
right,
miss.
I guess we'll give him an
sometimes you
award
miss.
at the end of this season, I guess.
Right. Well, I was thinking
Director's Dive.
the
Sorry.
next dive is going to be dive number 10. So I feel like we
Yeah.
got to do something special, you know? I don't know
Juicy,
what.
We might
Yeah.
have to.
Yeah.
Mm.
Is it a long dive, like a big one, or is it like maybe we do a bunch of little small dives with filmmakers with
Or-
3 movies? Like,
Or is it
Oh,
is it
shit.
time to whip out the old Nympho Antichrist dive?
Bro.
Huh?
bro,
Huh?
that's not number 10, man. Come on.
Yeah. None of
Please,
it.
no.
Yeah. You know, I was thinking though, I was like,
Montreux.
what's the prize for winning the league? You know, we got to come up with something good.
Oh,
And I was
yeah.
like, maybe you get to pick the director's dive, the next one or whatever, or something like that.
I like
know?
these stakes. Man, I wouldn't have
Yeah.
made such
I
a
kind of like that.
bullshit
Yeah.
team if I knew the stakes
Yeah.
were gonna be this high.
Well, we can talk more, and we can make it real for next year too. You know, whatever. it
Damn,
is,
yeah.
so.
Because just imagine we win and you guys finally experience Nymphomaniac.
Right. It's like we'll do it. You know, if you win, like we have
Yeah.
to do it. That's the
Gotta earn it.
the
Gotta
rule.
earn
Right.
it.
God.
But yeah, I guess start thinking about what we want to do for 10, because
Yeah.
Yeah.
a lot of options.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, do you go classic, big names like fucking Sergio Leone or any of those guys?
Freaking Kurosawa, Spielberg, Scorsese. Those are like the
Yeah,
biggest names, I'd
Scorsese.
say.
Yeah.
Big filmographies, though.
Right.
Or we do like Jordan Peele, Greta Gerwig. You know, we each pick one that's like poppin' or that we like. That's just not like a lot of movies, and then we just do
That's
those.
true.
You know,
Like
Yeah.
like newer filmmakers who are kind of like hitting the
Mhm.
scene and could be like the next generation's filmmakers.
see that.
Yeah.
I like that.
Cool.
Well, I guess if you want to lean towards that, start thinking about who you'd want to do. Do we want to choose like 5 film minimum, 6 film minimum, just as like a
I would
rule or
say so.
something, or like
Yeah, I'm
you
cool
know,
with that.
just whatever. We can talk about it. You know, it doesn't if there's like one that has like 7 or something. You know, whatever. But
Yeah.
Wait, do you mean maximum?
did I say minimum or I meant maximum.
Cool.
That's what I meant. Yeah. Cool. All right. Well, I think we're just gonna fuck around and talk about stuff we've been watching. It's been a while since we've been able to just kind of chat. So,
Yeah.
what you guys been enjoying recently?
You guys watched the first episode of The Rehearsal?
Sure did.
Nah,
Fuck
I
yeah.
haven't watched it yet.
I watched the first 2. Yeah. Just
I'm
caught
watching
up.
the second one probably tonight before I go to sleep, but yeah.
It's good to be back.
Good
man.
stuff. It
Hell
is.
Yeah. Yeah. I've been watching a lot of TV recently. There's a lot of good stuff, but The Rehearsal.
Yeah.
Any Fielder shit is like I'm planted there. So.
I love how he's like, there was a catch. I told HBO this would be a comedy series. Insert clown comedy sketch.
Right.
That was so good.
I love the way he just drops HBO's name for
Yeah,
people
right.
he's like talking to on the phone, because like they'll immediately take it like kind of seriously, you know, like no matter what. It's fucking
Yeah.
He's a genius.
It's amazing.
And this season is it's really fucking dark, but it's also like he's biting off like kind of like a serious
Yeah,
topic
honestly.
in a way, which is like interesting to
Yeah.
see.
I like that.
That's where like the first episode where he kind of like proposes this conundrum he has where he's like he wants to dive into this, but like he told HBO it's gonna be a comedy series. So
Yeah. And
yeah,
he's like,
it's-
can he ever fix this really?
Yeah.
Is this something he can actually do? It's really interesting. And if you're still thinking about becoming a pilot, no, I would check it out because it's all geared around like piloting and stuff like that this season. It
Oh.
seems like
kind of insane
It's
if like
fucking
all
weird.
those. I mean, all those stats are true. I mean, it's all the case files from the black boxes. So like, it's kind of crazy. If that's the case, why planes like the majority of plane crashes are because of that? Insane.
it's
Just
Or because of
yeah,
what?
just the hierarchy in the
communication.
cockpit.
Like
Yeah.
Oh, really?
between the two pilots, like that's his theory that he's like presenting to you in
Yeah.
the second season, and
Gotcha.
it's hard to deny. Like, and he talks to like this dude from like I think it's called the NTSB or some shit.
Yeah.
Transportation Safety Board or some shit.
Mm.
He kind of agrees with him. So then he's like running like tests and stuff like that to see how he could solve this and what's the underlying why people can't bring up stuff like this and like
Yeah.
just,
Yeah.
the way he does it is so masterful, and the way he juices like reality entertainment is I don't know how he does it
Yeah.
honestly because it's just so perfectly wrapped. What's real, what's not, what's he kind of like massaging, what's like just he fucking turned the camera on and then they just caught that shit. It's like
Right.
it's wild.
I'll give it a look. Yeah, that sounds pretty interesting. I haven't watched the first season, so maybe I'll just try and bust through and catch up.
You
Yeah,
haven't
watch
watched the
it.
first season?
So
No, it's been on my
Holy
list
shit,
since
dude.
it came out, but yeah.
That shit
Yes.
is insane. Yeah, you should watch
Really?
it. It's just like
That
Okay.
first
he's
season
not, like, I
took
feel
my
like
brain out
nobody's
and like
doing the same stuff that he does these
Yeah.
days. Besides maybe like John Wilson with How to with John Wilson because it has a
Right.
similar
Okay.
vibe. But it's
Okay,
like
yeah.
I don't know, just Nathan Fielder's whole like thing is like it's like technically reality TV, but it's like a fucking social experiment for like
Yeah.
a
crazy.
brand,
Yeah.
and it's just like insane. Like it's
I
just
remember-
insane.
There's so many
mindfuck.
layers, like more
Yeah.
layers than just standard reality TV. Yeah, definitely.
I remember
Right,
watching the
okay.
first episode of the first season for the first time, and I was like, "Fuck me! I gotta show people this."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nothing like it, that's for sure.
All right. Oh, yeah, I'll give it a look. I'll give it a look.
Yeah,
It's
that's
been sitting on
definitely
there for a minute.
I'm definitely into that one right now.
That show's fucking crazy. Yeah.
You
I
guys
should-
watching? You guys watching The Studio?
No,
I am.
but I've heard
No.
good things.
Give it a go. I mean, as movie enthusiasts, I would say it's really tickling my fancy, and I would say it's probably one of the best shows of the year for me so far. As far as like it's if you're a movie lover, it's hitting you with jokes left and right that you're gonna chuckle at that no one else is gonna chuckle at, but at the same time, it's written as a comedy show in such a way that it is just like fun and funny to watch for everyone too. So it's like doing two things simultaneously. It's kind of like talking about the industry right now in like smart ways too. So there's kind of
Yeah.
it's doing a lot of stuff. It's really good. Seth Rogen's pretty good in it. A lot of like actors and Scorsese's in it as himself. Like a lot of people are acting
Yeah.
as themselves and stuff like that. And it's good shit. I'm liking it.
Nice.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I'm only like 3 episodes in,
Oh, okay. Cool.
so I got to catch up a little bit. But
Yeah.
I've enjoyed it. That one episode, I think it's the second one, where they're trying to do the oneer.
Mhm.
That one got me. That was pretty
Yeah.
funny.
There's a little bit of like comedy writing where it's a bit tropey with like we have to keep punishing the main character all the time in that show.
Yeah,
That gets a bit
okay, yeah.
tedious, but like it's to service like the overall like goals of the episode and whatnot with that. Because like with that oneer, he's like kind of an idiot and kind of like
Yeah.
fucking up everything, but it's endearing because he loves movies and he wants to be friends with everybody and all that stuff, and
Mhm.
so it works.
I was
but,
I was curious, like after I finished the 3rd episode, I was kind of curious about where it was gonna go with his character, with Seth Rogen's character, like long term. Like what now that he kind of like,
Yeah.
I mean, he gets that promotion and everything. It's got the dream job or
Yeah.
whatever.
I
What's
think the
his arc?
season, in my theory, the season ends with him just getting invited to a really big party that he wants to go to, and then that's like a happy
Yeah.
ending for the season for him. Because like that kind of is like seems like he's not really great at making decisions. He really does kind of only want to be like the cool guy that
In
people
with
like.
the Hollywood crowd. Yeah, yeah. He gets
Yeah,
kicked out of Charlize Theron's party pretty early in the
Just
season
immediately.
too, so that would be first full circle for sure. Yeah, I'll keep watching that one. It's fun.
Yeah,
It's
I liked it.
entertaining and
Yeah.
good, and it's shot pretty
Good
well.
filmmaking, definitely.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah. I've been watching. Other than the studio, I finished Invincible, and
dude.
I watched The Midnight Gospel again.
Oh, nice. I gotta watch that
Yeah.
one still.
Yeah, Joe, I think you would really like The Midnight Gospel. I mean, you would definitely like it too, Matt. But it's very like podcasty and philosophical and weird animation going on. And
Alright.
Would I like it, Noah?
No.
I don't know, dude. You don't like animation,
Yeah.
but I
Yeah.
think you'd like the topics of conversation. They're interesting.
Then why can't they just put it in live action? You know, why make it animated?
For the art, of it.
People like to draw.
Yeah,
Nice.
it is a
What'd you
podcast. It's
think
all
of?
ripped from a podcast, so maybe you could find the podcast and just
Oh,
listen
yeah.
listen to
There
that.
you go.
There we go.
There you
Now,
go.
now you're speaking my language.
I gotcha,
I
I gotcha,
podcast
brother.
like a motherfucker. So
Have we talked about Invincible
Yeah.
already?
I feel like you and Joe
Yeah,
did earlier,
a little
didn't they?
bit.
Or
Yeah.
Maybe not.
Okay.
Maybe not with the end of the
I
season.
don't know about
but
the end.
yeah, I thought the end of the season was maybe the best episode of the show so far.
Fucking epic, dude.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the whole season, like I think I said it was the slowest, and it all paid off at the end with like,
Mm.
because no spoilers, but when people are like on the verge of death in those fights, my palms
feel
started
it.
sweating. Like literally,
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh my god!" Like I've don't know what's gonna happen next with these people that I now care about. Like, that was crazy. Like, yeah, that's a very successful, and I don't know, that last episode is just straight gas, all episode. So
Absolutely. So I love that he's got
Yeah.
like a main villain that's recurring too, and he's actually like, I don't know, constant threat. Like he's a
Yeah, he'll,
good
like,
dichotomy.
Too,
Yeah, exactly.
yeah,
Yeah.
'cause I got him.
that show just gets brutal, man, in the best ways. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, it's nice. Like Robert Kirkman's the original writer, and he wrote like The Walking Dead. Like he's a good writer. I haven't read his stuff or his other stuff, but watching season 3 of Invincible, it made me want to read the comics. I was like, I need to know,
Yeah.
like what the fuck is next. Like, it's enticing.
True that.
You guys watch The
It's
White
a-
Lotus season 3?
have not yet.
I've watched a
Me
couple
neither.
episodes,
No.
like 2 or 3. I'm pretty unimpressed
Unimpressed, you say?
so far, but that's just me. I
That's
think it's
fair.
because like I don't really care about any of the characters, and I kind of just I know that's like part of the show, like they're supposed to be shitty, but like I don't know. I feel like in the second season, I at least like cared about some of the storylines and stuff.
Yeah,
This third season, I kind of just like don't at all.
that's. I
about
feel
most of
that.
the characters, except for
Yeah,
like Walton Goggins and his girlfriend. I like don't give a shit about any of the other characters.
yeah.
Mm.
I liked watching Belinda's story just because I like that character, but
Oh
I
yeah,
don't-
she's okay too.
yeah, I don't think like. Unfortunately, I just don't think the season was like as well written as the other two in like
Okay.
pacing, in like
I kinda
scene
think so.
writing with like dialogue and characters communicating, how the stories interact with each other. Like, I don't know. I mean, I wish I could like sing its praises, but it's just not at the level of the other two, unfortunately. But it's still
To be
good.
honest, I feel like this show is kind of just like ran its course.
Yeah, I think so.
I feel like the more seasons of this show that are going to come out, you're gonna keep getting diminishing.
I don't know. I think you can still juice it. I think he just like lost his eye on the ball on this one with like, because in my opinion, every scene was too short. Like they didn't ever get into the meat of like conversations like they did in every other scene, where it's like you sit down at a table and then you like the conversation starts this way and then it turns over to here and then it points the finger at this person and it points the finger. It like kind of does that a little bit with like the family stuff, but it never like. I don't know. It just doesn't feel as like harnessed or like focused in it. So but I think you could still do it. Like I think there's still like satire to be done. It was just not very good in this season, unfortunately.
Yeah,
Gotcha. I was curious if it was like just a matter of staleness or if it was actually quality. Yeah.
I mean,
The
I guess
big-
that's what I got.
I'll
'cause
probably
it's, like,
still watch it.
the third season of kind of like the same groups of people, like almost the same groups of people. You have like
Yeah.
a couple different groups of like rich white people, and they're just like like the show's basically just like making fun of them for having like rich white people problems.
Yeah.
And, like I don't know. I mean, I get it. I just like I don't know. I've already seen 2 full seasons of it, and
Yeah.
this one really wasn't
Yeah.
showing. It hasn't showed me anything new so far.
No.
And
And I think it's unfortunate too, because like they should have picked a different location and different family structures, or different like maybe like a
yeah,
business conference, something that like
Mm.
makes it feel different, because it
like keep
feels
it
like the
fresh.
first season, and it
Yeah,
doesn't like get anywhere outside of that. So it's just like, why did you choose green? Why did you choose island forest again if it's not doing something new? I don't know.
Yeah.
I would watch to the end. I mean, the end gets a place where it's like it's the darkest season of the White Lotus in kind of a cool way. It's just not as
Yeah.
like great to watch
yeah. I'll
along the
definitely
way.
keep watching. It's just like I'm kind of stuck now because I started watching a lot of movies with Becca and
Oh,
or a lot of shows. So now
Yeah.
we have to watch them together, and it's taking me a
now
while.
you know what it feels like, man.
Yeah.
To have your watch list that will just never be fucking finished.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sacrifices.
So I also haven't started like The Last of Us or
Yeah, me either.
The Righteous Gemstones.
Yeah, okay. I'm caught up on that one.
I'm digging the Righteous Gemstones. Actually, I've been watching a little bit of that.
It's good.
I've actually been burning through Eastbound and Down.
Ah,
Oh yeah.
So funny.
yeah,
Really
that was
enjoyed
good.
that.
Where
I mean,
There
after
was-
Righteous Gemstones, I was like,
the-
I need to watch more Danny McBride for sure.
Danny McBride is like one of the funniest motherfuckers. God.
Yeah.
And like
Yeah.
Eastbound and Down, there's this one episode where they go to Will Ferrell's house and they have the dinner party, and it's just like the bit just keeps layering and layering, and at the end of the episode, Danny McBride and Stevie, I don't know that guy's name, but they're sitting in the back of the truck and they start laughing, and it's almost like they realize how ridiculous this whole thing was, and
Yeah.
I don't know, it was just kind of like, this is the perfect episode of this show, where it just kind of like captures everything that's so absurd.
Ludicrousness, yeah.
Yeah, this is just fucking awesome.
Nice, man.
That's
Gotta
cool.
rewatch that one eventually. I only watched it
Yeah,
once.
me too.
It's so good.
Yeah. All those, that and Vice Principals and Gemstones, like the crew, Danny McBride and his crew of filmmakers I'll watch
So
anything
good.
they make. Yeah.
Him passing up Saturday Night Live might be like the best choice he's ever made.
Mm.
I
like
don't
how
know
he's
if you've
just,
watched
like-
the Theo Von podcast with
did,
Danny
actually,
McBride.
yeah.
Yeah, where he's like, I passed up on SNL, then
Mm.
a spot.
I like how he's
to
just like
do this.
chilling in
Ballsy.
South Carolina, I think.
Yeah.
He's got like his own little like hangout, like crew that
Yeah.
comes there and like makes shows there and stuff. So it's pretty cool.
He like vacations with fucking, why can't I think of the guy's name? The guy he does Vice Principals with and Gemstones.
Oh, Goggins.
Yeah, like they vacation together, their families and stuff. So maybe
Yeah,
that's why their
yeah.
chemistry is so good.
Uncle Baby Billy.
Baby.
You guys watch Mythic Quest?
I watched the
I did,
first
actually.
2 seasons, I think,
Okay.
maybe 3.
I think
Can't
they just
remember
did
where I
their
stopped.
4th and final announced
Oh.
season. So
Was it good?
it's it's fine. It's kind of on
I
par
think that
with what.
yeah,
they
I mean
did.
the season was fine. It was
Yeah.
normal for them, but
Yeah.
I think that they canceled it like right after final episode,
Mhm.
and then they like recut the final
Saw that.
episode to make
Yeah.
it the finale.
Yeah.
I did go back and
Oh.
rewatch it. They literally just changed the last scene, and they
And we're all happy now, isn't it great that we all decided to
Yeah.
change everything we
Yeah.
said previously? Like, yeah,
it was
Yeah.
weird because it really didn't even like
didn't
kind of
close it
ended
out.
on a cliffhanger initially. So
Yeah,
then basically they just like took
took
that
out the cliffhanger.
out and made it
Oh,
where
God.
it's just like normal business.
Okay, great. I was waiting to see when they would drop that new one so I could see that, because I haven't watched the last episode.
Yeah, I
but-
think it was like a week or so ago.
yeah, it was fine. When I heard it was canceled, I was just like, okay, like
Yeah, I mean
no,
the show's not amazing
no
or
sadness.
anything.
Yeah.
It's just kind of like fine.
hmm
Yeah.
Abbott Elementary though, I've they just ended their season. I'd give that a go if you're just like looking for like an office show or just kind of something to toss on. It had like a peak where it's like really good and then you kind of gets old, but I feel like now that I've gone through that hump, it's like consistently like one of the best shows on TV now for me when I watch it. I'm just like that. This is a solid writing, funny, good shit. Everybody's having fun. It's good.
I think I hit that valley watching that because
Yeah.
me and Sarah were binging the shit out of it, and then it just kind of felt repetitive and the same stuff, so we just kind of stopped watching it.
Yeah,
But we burned through a lot of it.
Right, you can start off pretty hot with it for sure. It seems like in that valley they like stop taking themselves a little seriously, and they're kind of just like, we're gonna look at the camera every time, and we're not gonna really like write the joke because like it'll be fine.
Maybe that's what it felt like.
And then I think they like now that they're in like season 5 or some shit, they're just like, oh, we gotta keep like this thing going and like change this, change like so it feels better now, I'd say.
Actually, we and Sarah just watched AP Bio with
It's on my list too.
Glenn, yeah.
Yeah.
It's actually, it makes me laugh quite a bit. Maybe it helps that I'm like a teacher. Like, I want to use his method.
Yeah.
Every day he starts his class with "Start to shut up now," and he brings some random shit into class every time. I'm like, that's what every teacher wants to do, is just go in there and have his attitude.
Yeah.
Pours out some fucking Advil PM and says, "Take some of these, go to sleep." So,
Nice.
I don't know. That one's pretty fun though.
Yeah, I'll
Fun
give that
one
a
to
go
just
eventually.
Turn on.
Yeah.
I just caught up on Reacher as well. That's a pretty decent series. I think the first season obviously was like lightning in a bottle, and then the second season was kind of like meh. This season was in between those two, I would say. Pretty good.
Yeah.
Not great. I think
Yeah.
the direction they went with it in terms of the plot was a lot more unique than the second season. Second season they tried to go too big scope, and the third season they brought it back down to earth a little bit. So
Okay. It's another one that's just on the back burner. It's like, I'll get to it sometime.
it's fun.
Yeah.
I mean, if you like some action and some good, smart,
Reaching
um,
and shit,
yeah, detective work, it's fun.
Boys, I did do it. I did watch all the James Bond movies.
Yeah,
Thanks for-
I
Holy
was
shit.
Was it
Thanks
worth
for
I-
it?
being proud of
every-
me.
Yeah.
every time logging into Letterbox, I was like, let's see which one Matt watched today.
Yeah. Yeah. It was a certain, like for a month there, it's a month-long period, and I was just watching one a day. It's like, what am I suffering through today? Am I fucking grinding through?
When did it start to
Um,
get like good where you weren't?
Are you
Suffering.
like a womanizer now?
Oh, dude,
Shit.
innuendos.
Oh, you know it.
Bro. I
Are you,
read
like,
every
eating
line,
your-
anything anyone says is an innuendo now. Okay, that's just how I read things.
Just the lens I see the world in.
Exactly.
Wow.
The
Honestly,
007 lens.
right? Just right at the boobies, but not directly at 'em.
Yeah.
No, honestly, it starts kind of good with like the first one and like Sean Connery, where it's like, oh, this is kind of a new, interesting franchise for men, obviously, in the 60s.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay. And then it's like they get to Goldfinger and they kind of have like a series built, and then just straight downhill from that. And it's just like, oh, fuck, what do we do now? What do we do now? Okay, new actor. It's like Roger Moore for 10 films in the 70s, and then they're like chasing Star Wars. They're chasing all these movies that are hot. And then you get into like Pierce Brosnan, and it's way too serious. And it's like, I don't know. Then it gets cartoony with Pierce Brosnan at the end with Die Another Day, because they don't know what to do with the series. And then Daniel Craig steps in, and all cool, like people have literally written off Bond, and they're like, what do we do now? Let's just try it again. And then they mine gold, and after it's just like the end of those movies are the best movies by leagues. The Daniel Craig movies are actual movies, and they're great to watch. They're entertaining, and smart people wrote them, and it's just like, those are the ones you need to watch. That's it. That's
okay.
it. Yeah.
And those are the only ones I have watched, so I think
That's
I
it.
might keep it that
Same.
way at this point.
Honestly,
Although I am very
Yeah,
interested in Octopussy. How was that one?
that was like the worst one.
Damn.
It was like
Oh.
1.5 stars. That's like in the middle of the Moore shit, where they're just like, what are we doing? Like, we don't even know anymore. Like,
What is
Yeah.
an octopussy? I've never seen
Doesn't
one
make
in my
any
life.
sense. Yeah. No, but it was fun. It's nice to have structure in your life. That's what I found with that dive. You know, I was like, you know what? It is nice. This
Mm.
month I know what I'm gonna do today, and it's watch James Bond. You know, so that was nice.
So
Sure.
like now that Daniel Craig is like done, I mean, is it like are
Jeffrey
they actually
Bezos.
gonna make more of these movies?
Yeah. Oh yeah, dude.
Like, is that,
They,
like,
they literally
confirmed?
sold it to Amazon. Like the broccoli.
MGM.
wow.
The people who have
Yes.
run James Bond for the last 50 years have like literally take it
Yep.
Amazon, and now that's what we
Yeah.
get. Yeah. Which
I
probably
get
not going to
it,
be good. But
but
then
yeah,
like
No.
like
in my perspective of watching 27 Bond films, they're not good. Like they've literally only been good for the last 5 movies when they've been a little more Hollywood. So like
Yeah.
the like sky is falling. Like what? Oh God, the James Bond's gonna be ruined. It's like, dude, it's never been good. Like,
Yeah.
Oh,
so
I wasn't.
it's gonna be fine no matter
I'm
what.
more just like
No, I'm not targeting you. I'm just saying,
you know,
like
like
people.
might as well. It would be nice if you could just fucking end the whole thing and just be like, never make another James Bond movie like ever again. But
It would
that's
be
not
nice.
how the world
But it is.
works.
I will say,
Right.
like, I gotta defend my boy Bond now because I understand this guy. It is cool to see like you literally watch 50 years of history unfold with Bond movies of like what's the technology in that year, like what's cool, like what are they like at the forefront of, like what's the conflict, geopolitical conflict that they're like riffing on
Yeah.
in this, you know, like
Yeah.
so it's interesting, I will say, and it's like something that it's cool that it is ongoing in a way, or there's new Bonds and it's new eras
Yeah.
and whatnot.
You don't think they
time
need to take it
capsule.
out back and put a bullet in its head?
No, I mean, let's just get a new Bond, you know, and then like move on, and then like see if that's if these 5 movies are in the shit phase again. Well, you know, then the next one, hopefully, somebody else will take it.
Or maybe there'll be another like 20 years of shit that you wade through, and then we'll get a next Daniel Craig. We'll all be
Yeah.
like in our 60s, and we'll be like, yeah, we're back
We're
at
back.
it, boys.
Yeah. I guess like, would you? I mean, we're
Daniel
gonna get
Craig
20
will
years
come
of Marvel
back.
movies. We're gonna get 20 years of Bond movies. Like,
I just had this conversation with my other friends that were just talking about the Thunderbolts. I'm like, take Marvel, the MCU, out back, put it down.
Yeah.
Like, just move on. Do comic book movies,
Yeah.
but do oneers. Don't forget the universe part of it.
you could end
Just
it with
make a
Doomsday
comic book movie.
and like actually go out with like a little bit of dignity, I would say, but they probably won't do that either.
No,
But
they won't.
I mean, like I've heard that they're probably gonna plan on just like rebooting the whole thing after the 2 new Avengers movies.
right.
But it's like even after that, like you were saying, like you should just do like one-off superhero movies
Yeah.
that are like not connected. Or
Remember Iron Man 1?
Yeah.
Remember the
Yeah.
Incredible Hulk?
But
But, like,
Remember?
I feel like it's too
Do
tempting
you?
for them. Like they, I don't think they could keep their hands off anymore. You know what I mean?
Right.
Remember the first Guardians of the Galaxy movie? The movie that destroyed the MCU forever? The one where they thought, let's put a joke in to undercut any serious scene. It worked in Guardians, but after that, no. And now they're
Yeah.
doing it again with Thunderbolts. Asterisk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've heard it's like not as bad, but that's just
Yeah,
the
well,
initial reaction.
I don't know. I meant to bring this up too today with the Thunderbolts trailer. They're saying the best MCU since Endgame. It's like they have been reading the headlines finally, and they're trying to like gaslight you before you go see it. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Is it
I
the
don't-
best
I've also
one?
heard they're
before
like,
I-
it's an
since Endgame?
A24 Marvel movie, and I'm just
Yeah.
like, dude, like you're still like putting out your same fucking Marvel garbage. Like it doesn't.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're
Hey,
making
man.
an
Maybe
A24
they-
movie is a totally different thing. Like
Yeah.
they're not
Maybe
gonna.
they're changing it up. Hey, I'm gonna defend. Like they know
did their
it's not
due.
working. Why don't
Look,
they
man,
just
I know
try
you're
it
just
a little
defending this
darker?
because you drafted this turd, okay?
Yeah, yeah.
But you're gonna watch it,
It
and you're
needs to
gonna
be
come out and
To
you're gonna
be
be like,
fair,
"What's
though,
better, this
I
or
feel like
Octopussy?" Okay?
Based on like the hype and what I've seen of the trailers and like the movie itself, I like between this movie and the Captain America movie, there is a more likely chance that I would go see this in the theater than
Right.
the Captain America one.
It's a
Captain
little
America was
harsher.
basically zero chance. I would not go see that movie. in
I have it
theater.
on my list
This
and
one-
I haven't seen it.
This one I feel like it's like maybe 50-50, maybe a little bit less than that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's
I
about
was looking
It's-
today, and the writer, one of the writers, has only written one thing, and it's Thunderbolts. The other writer has written, man, fuck, it's like Thor Ragnarok, Black
The
Widow,
guy. Yeah.
and it's all the ones that have
Punch
these
Up guy.
silly, yeah, exactly, the punch up guy.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
basically the woman writer who wrote the base script, and it's the only thing she's written. And they're like, "Bring in the guy,"
Mm-hmm.
and the guy's like, "I worked on Ragnarok. I made people laugh.
Right.
Watch me work, baby."
Yeah.
Cracks
I know the
knuckles, yeah.
zingers.
Yeah.
I just hope like here's my perspective like that they have like they put a halt to like basically all projects that made the Deadpool movie because they knew it would be fine, and then like they had to like rethink the next movies, which is Captain America, which I think was kind of already in the middle of all of its shit, so it was hard to like retool that one. Then Thunderbolts and Fantastic Four, and Thunderbolts it's different vibe, different dark, whatever, blah blah blah, and then Fantastic Four feels like they're leaning harder into like different visual styles and like obviously
Yeah, a
time
little
periods
bit.
and whatnot again. So they're not as cookie cutter. I'm hoping. That's just like my general hope for the movies where they're like, let's just do what we should have done 4 years ago and just take individual approaches at this shit. Remember what we did with WandaVision? Like that's why it was good. So maybe we should fucking do that. Like
We'll see.
not. Yeah, we'll see.
I have zero faith. So
I'm like halfway expecting now, just because of the way Deadpool has popped off for him, that there is a comic called Deadpool Kills the Marvel Universe.
Hmm.
If that's how it ends, man, I'll be happy.
He just comes in
Everyone
the
gets
last
killed.
movie after the last Avengers where they save the world, and Deadpool's the finale where he just kills them all.
Yeah.
That'd be
Just
fucking
starts
great,
lopping heads
honestly.
off. Yeah.
That would be pretty good.
Yeah, and then I think at the end of that comic, he like, because he has like the teleporter belt or like the dimension, so he's hopping between universes or whatever, killing people. But at the end of that comic, the end of it is he's in the writer's room of the writer of the Deadpool comic, and he shoots him in the back of the head and ends his comic series.
Nice.
It's
You
like,
know,
that's
Just kills the
that's pretty
director and leaves. That'd be the way to
Yeah.
do it then.
Yeah.
speaking of
This is-
good one-off comic movies, Dread, the one with Carl
Yeah.
Urban.
Dude, I just rewatched that recently,
I gotta rewatch
I
that.
actually
It's been a
like
while.
last
Read
week or
that-
so.
They're making I'm pretty sure it's Amazon is making a Dread series, but I think
Oh,
yeah.
it will have Carl Urban in it.
Fuck yeah!
Saw
All right,
that.
sold.
Yeah.
We'll see. Yeah.
That movie was so badass, just stylistically. I never even saw the old one, but
It's so simple. It's so to the point. It's like Raid meets a Zack Snyder
Yeah.
film, and
yeah.
that's all you need.
Hell yeah!
I think a
water.
series will probably cheapen it a bit. But
It will.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, probably.
whatever.
Speaking of the
I
Raid
told our
too,
dad to watch that though, because I was like, Dad, you're gonna like this. It's a good movie.
yeah.
Oh, I was
Yeah,
thinking of
but-
Extraction. Never mind.
no.
I don't know.
But I watched Havoc, director and writer, same director writer of the Raid movies.
Yeah, how was it?
Well, Tom Hardy, right?
Yeah, it was fine. I mean, it was a movie, a vessel, for 3 action sequences,
Okay.
and I'm all right with that because the action sequences were so fucking bananas. Havoc is the perfect title. Nobody reloads. Thousands of bullets fly.
Mm.
Bodies pile up like it's Nazi zombies. It was amazing. Like
All right.
there was that last sequence when they're just constantly shooting and a harpoon gun gets involved. I'm like, this is like, I'm eating this shit up. This is good.
When,
So,
I don't know
Fucking
why.
Ahab white whaling people.
All right,
When
that
you
worked.
said people don't reload, people are just constantly shooting. For some reason, my mind went to Miller's Crossing. I think there's like a
fucking
scene
Tommy
in
gun or
there
whatever.
where like they're jumping out.
Oh
cliffs.
yeah.
People just like keep shooting. They just like do not reload. Both like they're just shooting for like 5 minutes straight. Like
that scene
Yeah.
in Miller's Crossing was the best scene. So maybe
Yeah.
that's
So
why
incredible.
this just spoke to me.
Yeah.
And there's like a night, like fucking nightclub scene where it's just like everything's a
there
tool of
is.
destruction. I'm
Yeah.
just like, this is Alex Core right here. I love
Yeah.
this shit.
Okay.
Nice.
So
I'll get to that one soon. I need to catch up
Yeah,
on some of the
yeah, that sounds
2025 movies now. So
don't expect greatness. I'm just saying,
No,
but like
yeah, I
expect a
know.
vessel for action sequences and Gareth Edwards does some good fucking action. So,
Right. Cool.
Oh, yeah.
like, if you've ever watched any Gangs of London, it's like an extended Gangs of London episode.
Okay.
So
I've actually only seen clips of like the fights in Gangs of London. I think
that's when they
That's
call
the
Gareth Edwards in to direct. He helps with the action sequences in Gangs of London. So
Gotcha.
Nice.
good
That
shit,
is.
fun shit.
Yeah. What else?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Any other things to talk about before we sign off? Then.
I wrote down. I watched season 2 of Severance, which is
Me
like
too.
fine.
Yeah. It's good.
I thought it was good.
Going off.
I
Yeah.
Yeah.
The end kind of just like felt like forced to me, just so they could make another season. But so I get it, but like I don't know.
I thought
What
the
I've
last
read is
episode
that-
was the best of the season, but
What I've read
What's
is that it's just there to serve itself. Is that how it feels?
it's like reveling in the mystery in a way that the first season didn't, or it kind of expects you to be more interested than I think the audience is.
Yeah.
About the like facilities.
So,
And
like
culture.
Lost, perhaps.
I guess it's just like
No, I mean
there's
it's
obviously,
doing
like,
similar
some
techniques.
weird,
I would
like,
say, yeah.
demon witchy shit going on. I feel like that like
Oh.
they kind of allude to, but they never really like get into. Yeah, is that what you
Yeah.
mean?
I just thought it was like some mind control shit that they're planning for this
I
whole
thought it was
thing.
some culty
Well, I mean,
fucking
obviously,
brainwashing.
I mean, like
yeah.
they're sacrificing goats and shit too. So I mean,
Right.
like,
Hell yeah.
there's
Hell
like
yeah, but-
obviously like some blood magic or something going on.
The
Like,
corporate
there's some weird
culture,
shit.
yeah, is like mixed with like weird prophetic cult
But, like,
stuff. Yeah,
I
mean,
actually
Yeah.
found out, like, my girlfriend told me that this is like the whole concept is based on this creepypasta called the Backrooms. And like there's like multiple levels to the back rooms, and the back rooms are supposed to be like a different dimension where you can like fall through the walls into different dimensions and shit. And there's like as you go down in levels, it gets like more and more fucked up.
yeah.
So like I'm pretty sure like it is like supposed to be that same concept.
Really?
They're just
Somebody
like
just took
working
it.
it in a weird way.
I see.
Yeah.
Do you like
Yeah.
creepypasta, Joe?
Me, I don't know. I mean, not really.
Oh.
Just,
I used to be big at the creepy.
I mean, I don't like exclusive.
school.
There's a
I mean,
good
I like,
podcast for
you know,
it.
I
I was gonna
love Slenderman,
suggest,
you know.
but
So, I mean,
no,
you know,
okay.
Fucking goat man, dude.
And Goatman, yeah, that's
Goat
how we got.
Man.
That's how we got started talking to like about it. I told her about Goatman, and it really freaked her out. So then she started
Fuck
telling me
yeah,
about how
Goatman.
this was based on a creepypasta.
Yeah.
And then she also told me to read The Outsider. That's why I ended up
Fuck
reading
yeah.
that. She thought the villain in that was like Goatman.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
A little
I
bit,
see.
yeah.
Yeah,
Did you like The Outsider?
I did. Yeah,
Yeah, it's
I
pretty
still
good.
need to watch the series. I have to watch it with Becca, so like it'll be a while. Not that
Well,
bad.
It's pretty disappointing, but you might. I don't know. Let me know when you do watch it. I'm
Yeah, I do
interested.
remember you saying that actually, but I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Because like I
Looks
feel like
good.
the beginning of the book, anyway, my interest was more piqued than the end.
Definitely, it definitely kind of goes off into some tropes in the book that it has to kind of like check certain boxes. But the beginning starts out at the gates where it's like, this
Yeah,
is super
beginning-
interesting.
Oh yeah.
But anyway,
Yeah. Besides that, I haven't really watched a lot. I did watch Y2K randomly. It was entertaining.
Yeah, it's fine.
Not great, but yeah, I thought it was fun. I like
Some
how Fred
chuckles.
Durst randomly shows up.
Yeah.
That was kind of the best part.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I think it's like really fun until it gets to like the halfway point, and then shit just gets pretty
Yeah.
generic, and you're just like, ugh.
I agree. Yeah. It was like an hour and a half, I think, and like it still probably was too long.
Yeah, that's fair.
But I mean, like, if it was like an hour movie or whatever, I'd be entertained.
Yeah, it's like a good sketch for sure, like an idea. you
Yeah.
know, like, good concept.
Yeah, there's just like not a lot to it. Not a lot
Yeah,
of
and it's just like too much like Shaun of the Dead and stuff like that. It's like, yeah, not really doing anything better than those things. So, yeah. Geez. I watched a movie called Ephus. That's one that I would recommend. I watched one called last year called Christmas Eve at Miller's Point. I believe it's Miller's Point, but it's basically like slice of life movie to the extreme, where it's like very loosely
How do you spell it?
structured. Ephus is Eephus. Ephus. It's a type of pitch in the movie. They talk about how it's like a pitch that you don't know it's going to be so slow when it's coming. I think that's what it is. But like, because it looks like a normal pitch, but then the batter will either think it's coming too fast or too slow and swing before or after. It's
Isn't that
very
just like a
quirky
changeup?
and kooky. What's that?
Isn't that what a changeup is?
I
Or
don't
am
know.
do I not
No,
know?
no, Joe. That's an
Changeup is
ephus.
An
All right,
ephus.
that's
Alright.
it's not a change up. All right, Come
I
on.
didn't know the technical term. Yeah.
put
Yeah.
some panache on it, would you?
Right.
Hey,
Get some
Jeez.
culture on the name here. I'm pretty sure it takes place in like
Respect.
70s, 80s though, so maybe it's just before a changeup was called a changeup. So I don't know.
Nah,
I don't
yeah,
know
okay,
my
okay.
baseball shit, but basically just two teams coming out for some like league baseball, and it's just like slice of life. Like you literally watch the whole game get played, and it's just kind of like all the characters bounce around and interact. Some people up character leaves because some dude comes and picks them up. Like different character shows up late. I don't know. It's just like it's kind of like an interesting style that's like this person's making now, where you just kind of like are absorbed into the actual setting and the people.
Yeah.
I'm down for those kind of movies, so it's my type of thing. But the Christmas movie, I'm gonna rewatch at Christmas because I've been thinking about it a lot. Where it's like maybe the best Christmas movie I've ever seen. Like that's what I'm gonna decide on when at this Christmas, which is like it's just all vibes of a Christmas party. You're just at a Christmas party and you're like kids are down here playing video games and they're like drinking Coke and shit, and then like the adults are out in the garage like talking about their problems at work, and like it's just so loose, but just it's fun to watch. I like them.
Capture something real.
Yeah.
What's the name of that
So-
Christmas one?
Let me verify,
Oh,
but I
is it
think
the
it is Christmas Eve
Miller's Point?
at Miller's Point. Let me verify.
Gotcha.
I found out that they are slightly different, apparently. Change up in an ephus.
Okay,
I
Christmas
guess an
Eve
ephus
in
is
Miller's Point.
Slower,
Gotcha.
maybe, than a change up?
It's a slower pitch than the chant. Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, to be honest, this is Reddit, so I have no
Right.
much validity there.
Yeah.
So
It's kind of like
Yeah.
the ethos
So
itself in the
people are
movie is
contradicting
kind of
each
like a
other, so-
joke. It's like the guy who's like telling you about it is like supposed to be so smart in like the age of baseball or whatever, and like then somebody else throws the ethos and kind of like takes the wind out of his like sails and shit. So it's like I don't know.
That's my dad. My dad might know. He fucking loves baseball.
Yeah, there you go. See
Like
if you
baseball
be like, hey, you know what an ethos is?
Yeah, just
Yeah.
slip it into casual conversation like you know what it is and see if he catches it.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was quite the ethos.
Or like
there.
watch a game with him and be like, man, did he just throw an ephus?
Almost look like an ethos there, right?
I think I know an ephus when I see one.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Oh,
Yeah, I was
shit.
watching the game the other day. This dude threw a fucking ephus.
Major ethos.
Like I'd never seen before. Yeah.
Crazy ephus last night, wasn't it? Fuck yeah.
Pitcher had an ephus you wouldn't believe.
Shit.
All right. Well, I mean, should we wrap it, boys?
Yeah, I'm
Good
good.
shit.
Yeah, I'm good for
Oh,
it.
yeah. Next week, Manhunter, right? That's the next
Manhunter,
week.
Yeah.
Highlander, right?
Right.
Yeah, of course.
Starting up the Highlanders. Here we go.
All right.
All right. Well, thanks for listening, guys. We'll see you next week. Take it easy.